the power of the Trinity. Three types: market auction, market absorption, market consolidation. Number one, market auction. There is no involvement in the auction type. This means that buyers buy bid and sellers buy ask are not in the direct negotiation. When orders are matched, the orders are executed by a notice trade. Auction are the moment when both buyers entering competitive bids and sellers submitting competitive asks at the same time. Let's take an example. These are your exhaustion. Simply the white candle, the price is rising upside. And the black candle, the dark candle, the price is downtrending. I'm on a 96.64 on the trends reversal, or we can also use other time frame. But for now, for this example, I will choose this 96.64. My tick is at 10. The cluster, I will choose bid and ask profile. And the text, I will choose bid and ask. Then we are able to see what is happening on your candle. So what is the bid and ask? Bid as for buyers buy long, ask for sellers sell short. How we did read this? We simply on your exo chart, on the left side, the sellers, and on the right side, we have the buyers. Right now, we did at this current precise moment, I'm on the Bitcoin chart on Binance Futures, and these were in 16 March. So we have a current example from buyers and sellers here at this current auction level. Okay, the price was early at a below level, but then has been able to start to break above this small area of consolidation, trying to make a reversal into the trend. From this, buyers and sellers have submitted their trades. By buyers, they have submitted the buy, and the sellers submitted their sell. And currently, we can be able to see that in this auction moment, we see buyers trying have strong behavior and predict that they are buying at an highest price as just earlier the price was below it. So they try to buy that to help the price to continue rising to the upside. And at the same time, we did also have sellers that submitted their sell, their short at this lower price, lowest price for them. We did have 1.4 million buyers, 1.8, and at the opposite end, we received 370,000 sellers and 770,000 sellers. Okay, this has been the example. During an auction, it's where the price from the asset trades represent the highest price that the buyer is willing to pay and the lowest price that the seller is willing to accept. And that has been just what I did show it to you. When the system are matching bid and ask, it will executing the orders. In the other hands, the orders without match will not be executed. What this mean? Back into your Excel chart. This simply means that we did have 1.4 million buyers here that have submitted trades, that have submitted a limit orders that the system to execute their trades at $24,085. But if they were submitting their their up their bids at this level, then we can understand that the system cannot execute yet the trades at the price is at the above and currently not reaching this area where the price were trending. But at 24,085, the system has been able to execute the trades because this limit orders was where the price has been traded at the level at a real-time price action. As the same as these buyers or sellers, if they did have submit trades limit at the above, then system will not be able to execute the trades. That means that if we did have at the area when the price was at 24,090, 24,085, if we did have market limit orders from sellers and buyers, this 370,000 or this 1.4 million at the above at the current time, then the system will not be able to execute the trade. Next, the power of the Trinity. Three types. And we are on the type number 2, market absorption, where one side absorbing the price, buyers buy bid, long, absorbing selling pressure from the sellers, ask, sell short, price break short the area limited called resistance supply and fly to the next above to make a fit. And here on these pictures you have an example of it. But let's looking at some chart. Up back into your Excel chart and then we'll looking at my delta and I want to see uh, example. Not this one. We can find better. Okay, right here. Starting at this level. It was 15th of March 2022. Okay, what we are able to see here, we are able to see that the price of value area and point of control, cluster delta, text delta, tick 10, transversal 9664. We are able to see that buyers tried to break the price more to the downside, but they failed at this moment. We did receive a negative delta from 436,000 volume, but we also have 2 million, 1.5, 1.4, 1.3, 766,000, 2 million. But then looking at this, okay, the candle opened and slowly reversed. And buyers came in, and this value area high that were the resistance has been served for the buyers to then use it as a support and started to reverse the price slowly. We did only receive at the next and followed candle a negative from delta of 2.2 thousand, and then 114, 100K, 1.7 million, and then up, wheel it back from here above the previous area that we did lose and that served here as a strong resistance and started slowly to have more positive interest from buyers. As you can see, when we did been back at the above of this value, of this previous value area I serving as a resistance, directly we started to receive 600, 1000, 1.781, 200, up, and we send. The current moment, we market just a resistance here, and we did receive a negative from 2.1 million of short and sellers. But price of the followed candle has been able to open above this value area low and then continue to rising the price slowly with strongest behavior from buyers that to absorb the sell pressure. As you can see, we did have 3.1 million buyers, 3.9 million sellers and short. But we have been able to maintain the level, okay? And the followed candle doesn't broke below and doesn't close below the previous candle. No, if we are trying to looking a little bit more, okay, 1.7 million sellers while we did receive 2.4 million buyers, okay, as the same as here, we did have nothing of sellers that tried to break the price from 411,000. And we started to reverse slowly and to increase. Looking at this level from sellers and looking at the level from the buyers, okay, we did have an increase from the buyers that we can see with this bid and ask. And then we have been able to slowly absorb all of the sellers until this 24,800. Okay, this is what happened when we have strong absorption from buyers that are absorbing the seller's pressure. Okay, we can see that when price tried to break, we did absorb this seller. Là, we has been negative. Okay, and we can see it once again with the bid and ask, but that we find strength to reverse the price slowly as it tried to rise, and then buyers being stronger than sellers at this current level. Simply, if you have to think about this, then let's say from here you have 10 million sellers, and from here you have 20, 30, and plus million buyers. The price will then only absorb and push back to the upside. As if not the sellers increase strength and increase the quantity and the volume, they will not be able to break this area. Then, in a technical analysis and fundamentals, we can call this simply a support and new demand area where the price has absorbed all of the seller pressure by strong buyers and then reversed the price to the upside. All right, enough for this example. Sellers buy at, sell short, absorbing buying pressure from the buyers buy long. The price can break through the area limited and rotate to the downside direction to the below to make a fibs. Back on your chart, and now we will looking at the opposite. We did receive, we did have a strong example here of 25. Là, all right. Oh, ok. Là, we'll consider this area. Okay. So, as you can see here, sellers has been stronger than the buyers, as the same as here. Okay, and continuation once again, and send the price to the downside. Okay, it's been uptrending, but doesn't receive any other continuation and exhaustion from the buyers has come here as this level, and then doesn't been able to break through this area that sellers has been stronger and buyers has been weaker. So, in the current case, if we are zooming and trying to understand what is happening here, we can see that after been able to rise, we did have here, we did have 1.1 million sellers, 593 sellers, thousand, sorry, while at the opposite hand, we only seen 307,000 buyers and 871 buyers, but they tried to fall, but wasn't able to, after an absorption, to break short and continue this upside movement. You can see here, price hasn't been able to have continuation. We did have exhaustion from the buyers and then still sellers stronger in and price reverse. Okay. But then what did ons happen after it? Right here, oh, right here, we can see that buyers fought, trying to maintain and that not let the price to break below this level of area. They really try, they have behavior and they're willing that the price that to go for higher price. So they keep buying, longing, taking long, buying, trying to have the price to rise more higher. Okay. Um, the sellers doesn't been able to break through this area, but no, where these are more important, it's here. When we did have this last absorption at the same level area that sellers were keeping it, were limiting the levels, once again, we did saw an exhaustion from buyers. They not been able that to break short this supply, this resistance protected by sellers. And then we can see we have 901,000 sellers, 962, 2.6 and 4.2. But what did happen here if we did saw buyers and sellers 4.2 and 2.6 million, 962 and 901? Simply because when the price did rise, when the price opened this candle, it hasn't been able to sustain above this value area height into this candle. And the price started to decrease because after this 962,000, we doesn't receive any more above strong buy pressure from this buyer. They started to be really exhausted and the buyer pressure decreased. We can see when we started to lose this value area low here, we can see that then, because it's a black candle, so as you can see, the candle started to downtrend, white candle uptrend. That we can be able, after losing this value area low, we did receive more sellers than buyers. Behavior side at the strongest point did change it. More strong sellers, 622,000 versus 220,000. 436,000 versus 52,000. 281,000 versus 57, etc., etc. still maintain very huge difference after it, and 57,000 versus 8.9 thousand. And then as the same, the price tried to open it at the followed candle, but has not been able that to show more strength than sellers. And we started to see a very huge difference. And price just fallen as there is no more pressure from buyers, and only strong behavior from the sellers that then taking momentum and that to going on strong and send the price to the downside, breaking then this area that served as support for the buyers to maintain the price and to try to attempting that to break above it for higher. And simply the result has been a strong momentum gained by sellers and price that totally reversed to the downside, okay? From this 25,000 to this 24,000, and it doesn't been yet ended, and to this 23,800. So that's almost 1,300 move gained from this seller. Right, being a good example. This type can be read very easily in price action with the exo chart by using and looking at the volume, delta, bid, ask imbalance, value area, candle. What this currently mean? Let's go back to your chart. So if we are looking and back to this previous example, we can see that I'm using the bid and ask profile and the text that I'm able right now that to see the buyers and the sellers that we can also see at the real time. But not only we have the value area that are helping us that to see where buyers have to show strength for continuation during an absorption, and where sellers have to show their strong interest to break the price to the downside. We also have the poke that you can see point of control where price trying to legs up every time, and then what we can see is that when we doesn't have a candle back at the point of control, we doesn't have momentum that to have continuation, and this talking for the following candle. When we did lose it, then price breaking down and making another point of control, and that area will serve or not that the price find interest and can legs up with buyer stronger than seller at the opposite price just breaking down. So this is a very good help that to see. And now if we are adding with this the volume here, as you can see the volume. we have volume decreasing, momentum losing. Okay, here as the same volume decreasing, momentum uh, lost. Here we have a small volume trying to come, but still not able to sustain. Okay, by not being able to sustain, no, I will zoom a little bit more out. Là. Okay. As you can see, if we are looking at your volume and how that it's work, when we did have the decrease from the volume above this trend line, then we are losing momentum. When we are breaking above the trend line, we are slowly regaining momentum. But this momentum have to be followed at the same time that if it's a buyer's volume or if it's a seller's volume. Okay, as you can see here, price decreases, we lose momentum slowly, and boom, we have a spike on this volume and directly because we did receive when we look at that, the bid and ask, we did so done. Buyers started to lose interest, started to get exhausted, and not being able to break short area of the strong sellers. Then price falling. And since looking at the volume, we just maintained slow momentum, but no things, as you can see directly, no things that was very showing that we did receive enough strength that the price to make a rotation. Okay, this for the volume, and no, little bit more when you are looking on your footprint. Okay, when you are zooming into this footprint. Here we are able to see that we did receive 1.7 million sell trades up here sell trades that we have this 1.7 and up là, and that we did receive only this 1.5 thousand buy trades, and this we can see here. Okay, so we are able that and to manage that thing momentum from buyers and sellers. Okay, looking at buyers by bid and ask, but also comparing the amount of trades by candle. Okay, we can see that we only during this momentum here, we can see that we only got 3.64 sell. Okay, but at the other hand, we received 470 buy trades. Okay, and the next after it was 416 sell only, while 854. But looking at the following, then everything started to change from that's one. Okay, and momentum has been lost. Up. No, we can also have your volume on the footprint And something important that to see is it's the same is that if we are seeing the price trying to absorb, we want then to have positive that we have more buyers than sellers on your bid and ask of clusters, and we want that the volume is also exploding. Okay, if I'm looking at this momentum here, no, on the volume we did receive 14 million. Okay, here 14 million and 11 million and 12 million and boom 45 million. Okay, but we started to have an exhaustion from this buyer. So currently when we have low volume with price just as this example going up and the volume start to decrease, we also have this change. Okay, we also have a rotation into the price, and it's simply easy that to understand than the price uh, up that the price here loses momentum. Okay, loses momentum and just reverse it here. Why? Because when we are looking at, we did have only 700 sell, 500 sell, and then we started to have a change here. 337 versus 246. Okay. So we have been able that to see in from the volume from the buy, the sell trades, bid and ask that to we receive a short-term change, okay, that are able to reverse the price. No, we will with this add the delta. Okay, we have this delta. Then we have all of, okay, looking at this delta, we have been able to see that this momentum we did receive 479 and 4 million and 7 million. So as you can see, the color from this 470,000 has been at the first clear, and the volume from delta, from the negative, okay, from positive delta started to increase, and then the color increased and being started to dark and stronger. When the color clear, because I'm on a fade, okay, I choose to fade the color when it start to have a strong point from delta negative and also positive, okay, then to be able to see change coming. Okay, if we are losing momentum or if we are gaining momentum, and this depending of the side, looking by all of the complete stack. By complete stack, I will then put everything here back, and these are the complete stack. All right, let's continue. Number 3, market consolidation. This type simply are when the price trades within a range. We call this price action sideways. Up, I just want to up là. These are the price trading within the range, but that's also sideways because low too high too low, low too high too low, or it can be also when it's at the top. As an example, so when are at the top, if it was here, that if the price is trending from low to high, low to high, low to high, okay, that's also kind of sideways. And it's creating micro anomalies defined as ledge. And this, in a ledge, remember that it simply means that we are creating anomaly where we have uncertainty from buyers and sellers, then the price is trading within a range at a local top, or also can be at a local bottom, and then marking height, low, height, low, low, height, low, height, low, height. Consolidation can be read by failures from sellers with sell ask that to break the support demand for lower price. Now, if we are also looking at these pictures, then what we are able to see here is that here, when the price did break below the low of this range, it doesn't continue. Okay, the price doesn't break lower as the same as this candle 2 here. The price has not been able to continue to the downside. So this has to mean that sellers doesn't get turns into their momentum, and that simply buyers has absorbed this seller, this pressure from the sellers, and that slowly started to gain momentum until that had much more strength than the seller. And the price, when breaking above the height of the range, above this height, and then just we did have strong momentum, and then boom, we receive generally a very strong volume with at the same time the delta that are turning positive, very strong positive, or showing very strong change. Okay, and we have then more buy trades than the sell trades. It's what that's mean. Up and up. While the price is in the range, the price are receiving absorption by buyers, by bid, by long, that to lock the price, and by sellers, by ask sell short, that to limit the top range, meaning that price in the moment can be predicted at 100% and require breakthrough by one side that has stronger behavior than the other one. Okay. Currently, what that mean is that inside this range is a difficult to predict which sides that the price will break short and make its direction. Is it why we are also completing this the range with every single time the two make a fit, a positive and a negative, and we are looking at 3 to 5 hit at the top and at the bottom of the range. And then from which sides will show weakness versus uh, strength, then we can be able, when price will start to break short about the range, that with the exo chart and all option that is giving us by seeing the bid ask, the volume, the buy, the sell trades, the delta, and combining with poke and value area and the two maker fibs. That to have more probability at the breakout when it's did breaking out. But until that the price is in the range, we doesn't have this 100% of probabilities from a side to another side. Statistically, price that did consolidate for a long time and that break short in favor of the buyers are giving movement from 34% to 136% into your two maker fibs retrace. What that is currently mean here is that the price did break and then started here to form a range. This range has been a consolidation. Why? Because validated by a breaking to the upside. This, when we did have sellers aren't able to break the price to the downside, and that buyers being able to break short about the seller's limit, blocking this top of the range, we then have strong momentum, and this strong momentum are targeting 34%, 38%, 50%, 61%, 78%, 88, up 1, and etc. 136. Let's is an example, okay? So I hope that these are clear when looking at these pictures. Now, if we are trying to find an example, let's back to your exhaustion. Exhaustion. Right. We are looking to find a reversal point up uh, not really. Okay. Uh, just 1 minute. I will go on the 15-minute time frame. I want to see 30-minute time frame. Okay. So I'm right now on a 30-minute time frame and I'm using tick 50. Yeah, not that bad, not that bad. Okay, we will take this example, okay, just from 2 days ago. Here we have an example of consolidation, okay? Simply, we are looking at this range up and up, but also up and up, okay? So we did have a range high and we did have a range low, okay? Then it's continued here and it's continued here, okay? As the price did acted as a sideway inside, okay? So what I'm seeing into this range is that here the sellers aren't been able to break the price to the downside, okay? And that here we have an exhaustion from the buyers, volume decreasing, losing momentum that at the opposite hands has been all of these three candle regained by the sellers, okay? So after that, price once again reversed and we once again have absorption from these sellers. Okay, up. And now if I'm looking at the range, what that's mean for me, and that was this consolidation. I have I have this range. Okay, I have an absorption here from buyers stopping the price that to break below this level. And from here, I have sellers that to stop at the price, that stop at buyers absorbing the buy trades and have been stronger than price back into the range. Then started to have the first and real momentum breaking trots, but that doesn't follow it. We once again have sellers breaking the price short to the downside, and then price has been back into this range. Okay, and when back into the range, up, we once again see that buyers doesn't let from here from this candle doesn't let the sellers break below this level. They protected this at every price. Then regaining slowly strong momentum and up gained a stairs. And then price from this started to trades on this top range on this excess top of the range and then slowly continued to have another sideway and consolidation inside as as up as the sellers doesn't been able to break short the price back to the below level. Then after that, what did happen? It's that you can see clearly we gain momentum and the price when breaked above did directly from this retraced 136%. Okay, the price already retraced this 136%. A momentum has been gained when and after that the consolidation has been validated, fucking shit has been validated, then is that the current time that we can have strong and large move, okay? As only if buyers keep pushing, and that we have momentum, as you can see, up. If you are limiting the volume here, but then we see these uptrends and at the same time we see volume breaking this trend line. Okay, as the same spike up and after that another spike. That in the current range, the price has just been with a low volume drawing. Okay, and we can see color from CVD that was red, strong red, to start it to be a little bit more clear. Up and then now if we are looking at everything that happened inside this consolidation, we can see that we have here 58 million trying to stand on a negative, but then we did receive after that these 42,000 sell trades with at the same times this 4.2 million sell only and 2.8 sorry and 12 million buyers, but that hasn't been able to find more buyer after that, to find continue on the buy pressure, that to maintain and that to keep the price to rise. Then losing momentum and sellers taking their chance and regaining control, price send once again to the downside. But still, when you are able to see it, the sellers aren't able to break through the low of the range. That are type of consolidation. But you do have to understand that consolidation are only validated when price start to break through about it. So as you can see, we crashed it to the downside. We started to be in a range where price made sideways, high to low, low to wide, high to low, low to wide, high to low, low to wide. And while in top of the range, we have the sellers absorbing the buyers and price trending down. And at the opposite, we have the buyers absorbing the seller pressure, and that stop them to break the bottom of this range, and that at the end, buyers has been stronger and absorbed all of the buy pressure, all of the sell pressure. Okay? Now, if we are looking at some things easy that to understand this, we have this range. When buyers try to break short about the height of this range, we can say that we did it. Okay, here, these are the buyers. Okay, and then these are the sellers. Okay, if simply we have only 10 million buyers, but we have 30 million sellers, then the price can't break short. These buyers can't absorb all of them, cannot absorb all of this sellers pressure. And at the opposite, looking at sellers and looking at buyers, up in that case, and in that case, if we take an example, if we only got 15 million, 50 million sellers, but we did have 140 million buyers, then that's just mathematically easy to understand that buyers are absorbing sellers. But we are going to, on the next chapter, on the next video, about the open interest, the net long and net short position that to talk about it because it's the context for the next video. I hope know that the power of the Trinity that are much more clear for everyone and that you are gaining knowledge from the market auction, market absorption, market consolidation. Because if you are able to gain knowledge from it, then you will be able to read the price like a professional traders and even much more than a Wall Street traders. Just a last show, these are simply these are the candle that you have on trading view. Is the candle that you have on trading view. Okay? The difference from the trading view and that to be able to see the power of the Trinity by using the exo chart, it's simply that from this candle that you are just seeing colors and doji, you doesn't see what are trending inside, what's are happening inside in a real-time price action. But when using the exo chart, an example, you are able to see where delta are positive and how many volume from the delta, and then being able to also see if you did have more buyers than sellers, that if you are going to take short position, long position after this breakout, or if you are just going to take a short because it's much more looking at the rejection that that a breaking short to the upside. But then but you also have your value area that to looking at the confluence for the next and following candle, where absorption has become and limited by buyers and sellers, using also your point of control. These are the power of the Trinity, combining all of the package with the first video that I learned how to create your exo chart, the ultimate absorption template, and that to being able that to see when we have absorption from buyers, from sellers, from buyers, from sellers, and that to have much more confluence to take your long position, your short position, your short position, your long position. Alright, that's been a good video.